Shedeur Sanders had a good reason for his bizarre interview Wednesday. Cleveland Browns rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders wasn't interested in speaking to the media this Wednesday afternoon. The Browns announced that Dillon Gabriel will be their starting quarterback this Sunday against the Minnesota Vikings. This move was made after Joe Flacco tossed 2 interceptions in a 34-10 loss to the Detroit Lions. In 4 games this season, the veteran quarterback completed just 58.1% of his passes for 815 yards with 2 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski is hoping Gabriel, the number 94 overall pick from this year's draft, is ready to give his offense a much-needed spark. From the second he's been here, he's been working very hard, Stefanski said, via ESPN. He's a very intelligent young man. He's done a nice job throughout practice, and this whole season he's been learning how to get yourself ready and understand the rhythm of an NFL week and what that looks like as a backup. Obviously, now feel like he's ready to go as a starter. Even though Flacco has been benched, the Browns are keeping Sanders as the number 3 quarterback on the depth chart. Browns reporters asked Sanders about Gabriel getting the start for Week 5. They also asked about his role moving forward. Sanders decided to mine his responses to each and every question. It was a bizarre strategy to say the least. Why did Shedeur do this? Earlier this week, ESPN analyst Rex Ryan criticized Sanders for running his mouth. The Colorado product recently said that he could outperform certain starting quarterbacks in the NFL. "Something's missing with this kid," Ryan said. "This kid talks and he runs his mouth. Like he said, I can be a starting quarterback with his arms crossed like this. Get your ass in the front row and study and do all that. If I know, the whole league knows. Quit being an embarrassment that way. You've got the talent to be the quarterback. You should be. You should be embarrassed that you're not the quarterback now." NFL fans ultimately believe Sanders was firing back at Ryan by miming his responses to the media. Shedeur Sanders was responding to Rex Ryan, Joshua Sanchez of Cowboys on SI said. It had nothing to do with the QB depth chart. Rex Ryan went at Shedeur crazy and said he talks too much, so now he doesn't talk and there's still an uproar, one fan pointed out. Shedeur is literally trolling Rex Ryan, another fan wrote on X. Rex Ryan told him to shut up and sit in the front row, take notes, and study the playbook. Perhaps you mean Shedeur Sanders is going full mime in the video below after being criticized by Rex Ryan for stating confidence in himself as a starting quarterback, which also occurred before Dillon Gabriel was officially named QB1 for the Browns today, NFL insider Josina Anderson said. Could this lead to another fiery rant from Ryan? Sure, but at least Sanders can't get criticized for something he said. As for his outlook in Cleveland, it's tough to say when we'll see Sanders on the field. It's possible he goes the entire season without starting. This story was originally reported by The Spun on October 1, 2025, where it first appeared in the NFL section. Add The Spun as a preferred source by clicking here. On Wednesday afternoon, when Cleveland Browns quarterback Shedeur Sanders sat down in front of the cameras, nobody expected what was about to unfold. He'd been polished all off-season, carrying himself with the poise of an NFL rookie who understood the magnitude of the spotlight. But this interview, it wasn't the usual quarterback cliches. It wasn't a carefully rehearsed, team-first dialogue. Instead, Sanders spoke in half-metaphors, dodged some questions entirely, and threw in references to movies, college days, and his father, Deion Sanders, in a way that made reporters raise their eyebrows. To many watching live, it looked bizarre. Headlines immediately popped up on social media. Did Shedeur Sanders just lose it at the podium? Browns rookie QB gives strangest press conference yet. What was Shedeur talking about? But behind the odd performance, there was a good reason. A reason tied to pressure, narrative control, and the tightrope every young quarterback must walk in the NFL. The strange press conference. Let's set the stage. The Browns had just wrapped up a grueling week of practice leading into their crucial Week 5 matchup. Questions swirled about the team's quarterback situation. Why Dillon Gabriel was starting, why veteran Joe Flacco still loomed, and what role Shedeur Sanders was supposed to play. Cleveland sports radio had been ruthless. National pundits, too, were quick to label Sanders a project, or worse, a coach's kid riding hype. So when Shedeur sat down in front of the microphones, tension was already in the air. The first question was straightforward: how do you feel about not being named the starter this week? Shedeur leaned back, smirked, and answered. Sometimes the chef doesn't serve the main dish right away. Sometimes you let it marinate, let it cook. Y'all still hungry? Don't worry, I'll feed you soon. The room went silent for a second. A few chuckles. A few confused looks. The next question was about whether he'd spoken with Flacco about being a backup. Joe's like Gandalf, man. He's been walking through this NFL world for decades. I'm just Frodo, carrying the ring. But hey, Frodo makes it to the mountain, right? By then, reporters were scribbling furiously, some even exchanging glances like, is he okay? And when asked about Dillon Gabriel, the rookie who leapfrogged him for the starting nod, Shedeur gave this gem. Iron sharpens iron, but sometimes it's not about who holds the sword, it's about who forges it. Dillon's a blade, I'm the fire. Clips spread online almost instantly. Memes popped up, Shedeur in wizard hats, Shedeur as a chef, Shedeur surrounded by flames. The internet laughed. But behind the laughter, very few knew what Shedeur was really doing. The pressure cooker. To understand the bizarre interview, you have to understand the weight on Shedeur's shoulders. Unlike most rookies, Sanders didn't come into the NFL as an anonymous draft pick. He was the son of Deion Sanders, one of the most famous athletes of all time. Deion had spent months hyping him as one of the best quarterbacks in football. Shedeur's college career at Colorado was nationally televised and scrutinized every single week. By the time he reached Cleveland, he wasn't just a rookie, he was a storyline. That's the difference. Dillon Gabriel, just a quarterback trying to earn a job. Joe Flacco, a veteran hanging on for another season. Shedeur Sanders, a media magnet, whether he played or not. Every interception in practice became a headline. Every snap he didn't take in preseason became a talking point. And every opinionated TV personality, Rex Ryan, Stephen A. Smith, you name it, had something to say about him. Shedeur knew it. He felt it. And he was tired of being boxed into narratives written by everyone else. So on Wednesday, he flipped the script. The strategy behind the weirdness. Here's the truth. Shedeur Sanders wasn't unraveling, he was redirecting. By giving bizarre, metaphorical answers, he shifted the narrative away from the specifics of his benching. Instead of columnists hammering him for not being ready or not being trusted by the coaching staff, the headlines became about his odd behavior. Strange. Yes. But it also kept people from dissecting his football situation too closely. It was calculated misdirection.